this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, and I know a lot of you guys watching this video right now might be in the market for a juicer. You're shopping for a juicer and you want to get the best one, and thank God you found my videos, because I am the juicing expert that's going to share with you guys and show you guys actually in the videos how each juicer performs. And if you've watched any of my videos to this point already, you're kind of getting to know that, you know, each juicer has its own set of pros and cons, things that are good and things that are bad about the juicers. And the thing is this, right? Juicers to me are like pairs of shoes for women. I know a lot of you ladies out there that are watching, or if you guys are a husband and have a wife, you know, you guys know how many pairs of shoes they have. They have like one shoe for each outfit, one shoe for each occasion, one shoe for who knows what, right? But they have different kinds of shoes because each shoe fits a little bit differently and is good for a certain occasion or function. Some might be good for going to the beach. Some might be good for running or hiking. Some might be good for, you know, dressing up to go to work or go to a wedding. And juicers are kind of like that, right? And if you're a lady selecting your shoe for the day, you're going to match the shoe with, you know, the thing or the, you know, the project or event, sorry, you're going to go to. And same thing with the juicers. You want to select the juicer that's going to best juice the items you want to juice, but also have the range of features and versatility to do what you want to do, and also, of course, be very simple, easy, and convenient to use. And that's where this video comes in today. Today I'll be sharing with you guys, at this time, the best juicer on the entire planet. That's a slow juicer, so that's going to maximize the amount of nutrients, right, that you should buy if you want to save time and have the widest versatility. That's going to allow you to make the dietary changes in your life so that you guys can get healthier. I'm glad that you guys found this video because you found juicing. And juicing is the #1 way to increase the volume of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in your diet. And it's a very simple and easy way. I could literally take 5 pounds of carrots and turn it into, you know, 1 quart of juice approximately that will now nourish and feed my body. We want to get away from all the junk foods out there, you know, fast foods, junk foods, processed foods, things in packages, bottles, and jars, and start to process our own foods, especially the fruits and vegetables in our home with these amazing juicing machines. Now, the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite Model C7000 is their brand new model. I only recommend the all-new Kuvings C7000 model over their older B6000 model. This is for a few main reasons. #1, you're going to get approximately 12%, up to 12% higher yields on the new model. Plus, I find the new model tends to jam a lot less and produce a little bit less pulp in the juice than the predecessor model. Also, this model is a little bit easier to clean and it has some new added convenience features, including a funnel and a strainer or a sieve that you could use to strain out your juice once it comes out. If you want to learn more specifically about this and all its features, be sure to check the link down below to the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer C7000 Elite model that I do an unboxing and demonstration where I go over all the features. I'm not really going to go over that in this episode. But the reason why I like this machine is because it's the fastest and easiest to use. This machine, because it has a nice large 3-inch wide feed chute, makes preparation a breeze, right? Literally, you could just dump in whole carrots without even cutting them up. You could dump in whole apples. You could dump in whole beets. You know, I've dumped in large pieces of watermelon and other different fruits, cantaloupe, you know, large pieces of cantaloupe without having to dice them up into little small pieces to fit in the feed chutes of other slow juicers. And that's the main benefit of this machine. This is a slow juicer. You know, there's a study that came out a couple years ago that compared the juice made from a slow juicer to a high-speed juicer to a blender. And the juice that came out of the slow juicer had much more phytochemicals in the juice. Polyphenols, I believe, also when they tested the output of the slow juicer, fast juicer, and blender in you know, a petri dish with active live cancer cells, the juice made with a slow juicer had a higher, you know, kill rate, basically. So that means it suppressed the cancer growth more than the other methods. And I believe this is primarily due to the oxidative damage that the blending, high-speed juicing, and blending does. Now the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer, besides just juicing, which it does an amazing job on, it'll juice things like, fruits and vegetables and leafy greens, and juice some wheatgrass in there if you cut it up properly. Also, besides just the juicing function, it also allows you to make frozen fruit sorbets that I'll be demonstrating in a little bit with this attachment that is included with each and every Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite. This allows you to take ripe frozen bananas that you freeze yourself, that you get for really cheap at the grocery store when they put them in those bags because they're all like spotted up and they're overripe for some. Those are just ripe. For me, that's when the sugar is at the sweetest. You peel them, put them in a Ziploc bag in the freezer, and then you pull them out and you put them one at a time through the machine, and out this little hole right here, you're going to get the most delicious and healthiest frozen yogurt consistency style ice cream made with 100% fruit. Now, besides doing this with just bananas, you could do it with frozen cantaloupe that you freeze at home, frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries. Virtually any frozen fruit you could freeze at home, you could run through the machine with this sorbet maker attachment that's included and make your own fresh fruit sorbets. This is especially important if you got kids and they're hooked on ice cream, or you're hooked on ice cream, right? Get off that ice cream. It's a very high calorie food and it's a very low nutrition food, right? If you're like running some berries through here, berries are a very high nutrient food with significantly lower calories than the ice creams. Plus, it doesn't have all the bad things in there that the ice creams and the milk products do. Many people may not be digesting them properly these days. So yeah, it comes with this attachment, and then the other attachment that I'll be demonstrating in a little bit is this attachment. This attachment is an optional accessory, and I do encourage you, if you're getting a Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite C7000, to get this attachment because it allows you to do more things with the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite. This attachment is a smoothie attachment. I know you're thinking, John, don't blenders make smoothies and juices make juices? Well, yes, that's right. Blending is not juicing and juicing is not blending, right? A juicer, you put in the produce, and now one side comes the liquid, and now the other side comes the pulp. And this is the insoluble fiber that comes out. All the soluble fiber is in the glass with the juice, because soluble means dissolves in water. So that's what you're getting when you're getting a juice. You're getting up to 50% of the fiber, depending, like if you're juicing carrots, for example. Carrots, for example, are about 50% soluble fiber and 50% insoluble fiber. And the insoluble fiber is what you're getting when the pulp comes out. But with this attachment, what you're turning your Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite into is a 60 RPM crushing, squeezing, and grinding machine that could now make smoothies at a low RPM. So this is very critical. I mentioned that study earlier where I talked about how the slow juicer produces higher nutrition than a high-speed juicer or a blender. And I believe, especially when you're making smoothies, you're creating a little vortex. That vortex inside your carafe in your blender is kind of like a tornado coming down in Kansas and ripping up Dorothy's house and putting it everywhere, right? It's doing significant amount of damage to many of the more important phytonutrients and phytochemicals that may have anti-disease, anti-cancer, and health-building properties. And you're destroying them and really quickly when you're doing it at a high speed. But with the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite and the new smoothie attachment, you'll be able to do this at a low speed to do the minimal amount of oxidative damage to your smoothies. So yeah, I'll be demonstrating this in a minute. So the title of this video was the best slow juicer that you could juice fast, because I know a lot of you guys don't have a lot of time, you're rushing out the door, you got to get to your job, you wake up at the last minute so you can get all that sleep you need. Well, what I want to let you guys know is, you can get the benefits of a slow juicing in the fastest way possible with the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys right now. What we're going to do right now is we're just going to make really quickly 2 glasses of juice, and without even taking the juicer apart, I'll show you how this machine is actually auto-cleaning, literally almost cleans itself. And then we're going to do the apple carrot juice, very simple, very easy recipe. And then next we're going to do one of my favorite juices. It's the pineapple pomegranate aerial juice. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and share with you guys really quickly how this machine works and why it's different and better than other slow juicers with a wide feed chute on the market. So how this works is basically you're going to put the produce in this 3-inch wide feed chute. It's going to drop down and it's going to go into this single auger that runs at approximately 60 revolutions per minute. It's inside there spinning around, and what happens is the produce gets caught between these ridges and it goes down and down, and literally as this is turning around, it impacts this screen right here and literally crushes, squeezes, and grinds up the produce to basically crush open all the fibrous cell walls and release the nutrition locked between them. And at the same time, it has these holes in this screen, and the juice comes out these holes and the pulp goes out the bottom and comes out the little spout here. Now we're looking at the sorbet screen here. This one actually does the same function. It allows the machine to grind, but there is no holes, so the juice cannot come out. And the difference between this one and the smoothie screen is that this one actually has large holes, but also it has plugs on the bottom so that it does not allow the pulp to come out. So basically just grinds up everything that you put inside, and it's pushed out these small holes, provided you have enough liquid in there. Of course, we have the bottom bowl of the juicer. This is what makes it happen. And this has an integrated wiping blade gear here with the motor that's driven by the motor here, which is really nice. That's a new feature for this. Also, there is no longer a silicone gasket on the bottom of this juicer, so that makes cleaning a little bit easier. I do find that with the Kuvings Whole Slower Elite, with their new juicing screen that has a solid bottom on it, it makes it significantly easier to clean your bowl than any other juicer that I've tested. So the cleaning on this takes me approximately under 4 minutes, so that's not too long. It's relatively simple and easy. We're going to go ahead and reassemble this guy. Got to make sure we have the automatic wiping blade that actually wipes the screen clean as it's spinning around with silicone blades, so that ensures you're going to get the highest yield. And we're just going to line up these 2 red dots, drop it in there, make sure our auger's seated. Take this red dot here, line it up with a red dot here, and then lock it to close. And we could be able to turn the juicer on, and we're all ready to juice. So with that, let's go ahead and make a glass of the apple carrots real quick. We're just going to go put the apple in there. Got to get stuck by this safety interlock here. We're just going to push that in. And it's very important when using the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer, I don't want you to use the pusher to push things in. If you use a pusher on any vertical slow juicer, you're probably pushing things in too quickly. We're just going to go ahead and let the apple drop in there and get sucked in. Same thing with this carrot. We're letting the carrot get sucked in. The juicer sucks it in. As you guys can see, we instantly got the pulp coming out, and we're instantly getting some delicious juice coming out the spout here. I mean, one of the things I like about the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer is that it's auto-feeding. Literally, I'm not having to push things in. I take the apple, drop it in there. Maybe I'll have to push it in with the carrot past the safety interlock here. We're going to let that spin around and basically get chunked up by the juicer. It's taking little chunks off. Maybe we'll... Oh, there it goes. It got chunked off. And now we're getting some of that delicious apple juice coming out. Now I know a lot of you guys might be thinking, John, you're juicing the whole apples, man. The whole apples, the apple seeds got some cyanide in there. Is that poisonous? You know, the apple seeds, if you probably just ate only apple seeds and have a ton of them, might not be the best thing for you guys to do. But in my opinion, you know, juicing a few apples with the seeds is actually a good thing to do, right? One of the sayings out there that's not always true is the poison is in the dose, or the dose is in the poison, right? Depending on how much of any one thing you eat, it can be poisonous. And for example, in apples, in my opinion, and based on my research, the apples have some cyanide in there. That is true, but in low quantities. Actually, it's a nutrient for us. It may contain B17 or elytra, which is an anti-cancer nutrient. And the other thing that I didn't tell you is that, you know, this carrot apple juice we're making is used actually on the Gerson therapy program, which they heal incurable people that have cancer and other illnesses. And the main juice that they feed them is apple carrot juice. The carrot, people don't understand, has anti-cancer properties, as do the apples in there as well. And I know you might be thinking, John, apples and carrots, that's got a lot of sugar, man. Well, here's the thing, right? This is natural sugar, and the sugar is actually packed in with not just soda water or phosphoric acid or artificial colors. It's packed in with a plethora of phytonutrients, phytochemicals, vitamins, and minerals that our bodies really need to survive and, more importantly, thrive on. So it's more of a complete food. Only thing that's missing is the insoluble fiber. You're getting all the soluble fiber. So as you guys can see, I mean, just really simply, really quickly, we have a 1 whole glass of apple carrot juice here made in a slow juicer. Unlike the high-speed juicers that spin really fast, we're not going to get a big layer of foam on here, and the colors are always going to be deeper and richer when you're using a slow juicer. This is very important because the deeper, the richer the color, the less air bubbles and less foam in your juice, the more nutritious the juice is for you. So that's what I like. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside, move this aside. And next we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to auto-clean the juicer, or how the juicer is auto-cleaning. And to do that, we're simply going to grab 1 quart of clean water. We're just going to go ahead and take that water, we're going to go ahead and pour it in the machine slowly. And we're going to make sure our spout cap is down. Very important. We want that water to basically circulate inside the machine. And as you guys can see, as the water is circulating the machine, pulp is coming out, right? But no juice is coming out because we got this capped off. Basically, the juicer is now working the water through its nooks and crannies to clean it for you so that you didn't have to. Now, if you're done juicing for the day, I don't recommend, cleaning it like this and then leaving it, right? This is like if you want to clean it in between juices, or if you want to, like, before you actually take it apart to clean it like this. It's going to make your cleaning job a little bit easier because it's going to get rid of some of the excess pulp and some of the stuck-on stuff, right? Once you let that sit for a while, how you're going to know if it's ready to go on to the next step and we're going to drain it out is that the pulp is going to stop flowing out. If the pulp stops flowing out, then you know it's time to lift the little gasket because it's done as much auto-cleaning as it possibly can. Let's see here. It looks like pulp's still flowing out, so we're going to go ahead and let this run a little bit more. So now we're going to go ahead and lift this spout because it's been running a while. The pulp's pretty much stopped, and we're going to let all the orange water come out. That's the juicer's been literally cleaning itself. Of course, if you're using some nice filtered water to do this, you could drink this. This is a really diluted juice. It's perfectly fine to drink. I also like to water my plants with this water because it's actually the water plus the nutrients of the juice. And what I like to do is I like to tip this up a little bit to make sure we get all that extra water out so we're not diluting the next juice. But if you do this, it's going to make it significantly easier to clean your juicer if you're done for the day, or be really easy to move on to make the next juice as I'm doing now. So now we're going to go ahead and take our next cup. We're going to put this underneath the juicer, and we're just going to go ahead and juice what we're juicing next, which is the pomegranate Aerials. The pomegranate Aerials, they are one of the most nutritious foods on the planet, and you guys should be juicing fresh pomegranate Aerials. You could buy a palm drink and all these things, but they have been heat processed, and when you heat process juices, any juice, you're losing some of the valuable phytonutrients and phytochemicals. Plus, when you juice the Aerials like this, instead of simply press the pomegranates out in a press style machine, you're going to get more more nutrition, and the juice is going to taste significantly better. So we're just going to go ahead and pour a bunch of these pomegranate Aerials into the machine. So we already juiced some vegetables, and now we're juicing fruit, and we're going to mix the pomegranate juice that's working really excellently with some pineapple. Pineapples are nice and sweet, so this is going to balance out, the more tartness of the pomegranate Aerials. As you guys can see, we put some pomegranate Aerials in. They've come out like mashed up. The pulp's super dry. We put a pineapple. Now we're going to put some more pomegranate Aerials in there. Now we're going to go ahead and rotate and put in some pineapple. So as you guys can see, really simple, real easy. Man, that juice is really flowing out really fast. We juiced like just 2 pieces of pineapple and just a few pomegranate Aerials. We're going to go ahead and put a few more in there. And we're going to go ahead and put 1 last piece of pineapple. And that should do it for us, man. This should be totally a full glass. And we're almost going to overflow here. Let's go ahead and close our stopper there and take this out. And as you guys can see, the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite was very simple and easy to use to make not only a fresh carrot apple juice, but also a pomegranate pineapple juice. Now we're going to go ahead and taste them. Let's taste this one first. Wow, that's good. I taste a little bit of particulate fiber in there. And if you don't want that in there, you could strain the juice with the included sieve after it comes out. Next, we're going to go ahead and taste the pomegranate pineapple. I've been waiting for this one. Man. Because the pomegranate, the pineapple doesn't have a small fibers and doesn't have the same texture as like the carrots. It didn't put any pulp that's discernible by me into the juice. It's sweet, it's tasty, it's delicious. Pomegranate pineapple juice is one of my favorite juices, and you gotta get a Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite to enjoy quickly and easily. So as you guys just saw, super simple to use the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite to make a fruit or vegetable juice. In most cases, whole fruits and vegetables can be put into the machine. The exception would be leafy greens, celery, and wheatgrass, which I do encourage you guys to cut up into smaller quarter-inch, eighth-inch pieces for best results, and just drop them in and they're going to auto feed for you. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up properly, and we're going to come back at you and we're going to show you guys how to use the sorbet attachment and the smoothie attachment to make low RPM sorbets and smoothies in the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite. So now that you guys saw how easy it was to make a vegetable juice and then a fruit juice without even cleaning the whole juicer out in between by simply pouring some water to help kind of rinse it clean and then juice the second juice, the two juices were very simple and easy and fast to make. You know, this is one of the fastest juicers, slow juicers there are to use due to that larger feed chute. Once I was done, I simply took this unit over to the sink, washed it out. It took me under 4 minutes to clean, and this was made especially simpler with the 3 cleaning brushes that Kuvings includes with their juicer, including an innovative screen cleaning brush that no other vertical slow juicer includes. It has multiple brushes, and you basically spin it around the screen to make the screen cleaning fast, simple, and easy. And that's just one of the many reasons why I believe the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite is the best slow, fast juicer. So that you could juice your fruits and vegetables, have the highest quality nutrition in the least amount of time. So the next thing I want to do is actually share with you guys how to do some other functions with the juicer besides just juice, right? We're going to show you other ways you can improve your diet by including more fruits and vegetables in your diet without juicing them, but by processing them in the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite C7000 with the sorbet screen. So the sorbet screen is a solid screen. What it allows you to do is you put this in the machine and everything you put in there will be ground up. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn these frozen 100% organic bananas and 100% frozen strawberries into the richest, delicious 100% fruit sorbet that you've never tried. That I'll be trying because you're not here to try it. But what this allows you to do is this allows you to get the ice cream, the sherbet, and all the different processed ice cream products, whether they're vegan or not, out of your diet. A lot of those processed foods you buy in packages, bottles, and jars have a lot of different added sugars and preservatives and monodiglycerides and additives and even artificial flavors. I want the flavors of my food to be the real food with no other additives. So this allows you to eat more fruits in your diet instead of other processed foods that are not as healthy for you. And I know you might be thinking, John, man, that's like 6 bananas and a whole bunch of strawberries. That's a lot of sugar in there. Well, here's the thing. You know, even though there's sugar in fresh fruits, there's significantly less sugar in these fresh fruits than any ice cream you'd buy. I'll guarantee you guys that. But the other thing is that we want to try to eat whole foods. You know, foods that come in nature's packaging. In nature's packaging, along with the sugar, there's many other nutrients as well, including the water, the vitamins, the minerals, the phytochemicals, and of course, let's not forget the fiber that comes in with all the amazing fruits and vegetables. And we're going to get all these nutrients when we process these foods through the juicer with the sorbet screen that keeps it all, that does not separate out the pulp. So let me go ahead and show you guys how easy it is to change out this juicer from juicing mode into the sorbet mode. To do that, we're just going to go ahead and spin the top off simply and easily. We're going to go ahead and take this apart. We will not be needing the wiping blades. We'll put that aside. We will not be needing the juicing screen. We'll put that aside. What we will be needing is the sorbet screen. So we're going to look at the red dot, line up the red dot with the red dot on the body housing there. And then we're just going to go ahead and stick the auger in there. We're going to go ahead and take the top, got a red dot, line it up with this red dot, and then turn it to lock it in place. And voila! Your Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite is now the Kuvings Whole Slow Sorbet Maker Elite Model C7000. That's all there is to it. Then the only thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and turn it on. The auger is running inside there. It's kind of cool. You can see the auger running because it's clear. We're going to take some frozen fruit. This is nice and hard frozen strawberries that bounce when you drop them. We're going to drop them in there one at a time. We're going to go ahead and take some frozen banana, drop that in there. We want to alternate feeding things. You know, we're not even going to have to use the pusher to push anything in. I really like that. This is auto feeding. Super simple, super easy. If you got kids, this is definitely one thing you're going to want to do with the kids. But make sure to supervise them, you know, that they're not shoving things in too quickly. I really like on the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite, you can look right in there and you can see everything really mix up and blend up in there as it's being crushed. And actually, you know what? As it's coming out, it's really making a nice fine consistency of all the delicious sorbet coming out of here. We can go ahead and turn this bowl and make it a nice little cone. If you had some ice cream cones, you could put it underneath there and catch it. So we're just going to go ahead and process the rest of these guys, and we'll come back at you when I'm done with the results. Alright, looks like it's about done. We're going to go ahead and stop that. We're going to go ahead and take a spoon here and cut that off here. And look at this nice, really thick and rich bowl. Homemade, 100% frozen fruit. This is pretty thick here. And I know some of you guys might be saying, John, I got a Vitamix, man. I could do the same thing in a Vitamix or a blender. Just take the bananas and put it in with the tamper and, you know, tamp it in and all that stuff. Well, here's the thing, right? We want to process the fruits and vegetables the minimum amount of time possible, right? We want to have the least blade contact time. When you're shoving it in the Vitamix, it's running at 20,000 RPMs. The blades are coming and hitting all the bananas, and it's, you know, slicing it up, make it into that ice cream that you want. But it's also doing a lot of oxidative damage to the nutrients, especially the valuable phytochemicals and phytonutrients in the foods you're processing. I like that in the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite, this happens at a very low and slow 60 revolutions per minute. You put the bananas through, they go through, they get ground up, and then they come ejected out. So we're minimally processing and, you know, not inflicting excessive oxidative damage to the food. This makes for a nicer texture, and it doesn't melt as fast. As you guys can see, this is nice and thick. We can almost like turn this upside down. It doesn't even fall over. You know, blenders are best for making smoothies, not for making the ice cream. So next I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite of this stuff here. I think I got mostly banana on the top here. Look at that. Let me tell you, after eating this stuff, I do not miss ice cream one iota. You know, you could sprinkle some chopped nuts on here. You could mix it with some cacao powder, some carob powder. Of course, you could do other fruits, you know. You're not limited to only frozen bananas and frozen strawberries. You could do frozen blueberries, frozen raspberries, frozen pineapple, frozen mango, frozen cantaloupe. Any fruit that you could freeze yourself, you want to take out the seeds first, of course. Frozen papaya, you can make your own sorbets out of. Now, I always encourage you guys to do a mixture of bananas with the other fruits. Some fruits tend to be more icy than others. For example, frozen watermelon doesn't come out as creamy as, like, say, the frozen bananas. Frozen strawberries, wow. I picked these strawberries outright. I froze them before they went bad in my fridge. They're at like peak ripeness. And these just frozen strawberries are amazing. This is definitely one way you guys could eat healthier desserts with the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite. I would definitely recommend it. So I think I'm going to enjoy some of my ice cream, then we're going to come back at you and show you guys how to make a delicious low oxidation smoothie in the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite C7000. This is the only juice on the market that allow you to make smoothies at low RPM. So that frozen banana sorbet was completely delicious. I want to encourage you guys, after you make the sorbet, eat it immediately. It will melt and then it'll just be like a puddle of frozen banana strawberry, which is still good, right? It's more like a smoothie at that point. And you want to eat it fresh and make it only when you need it. Don't make a whole bunch and then put it in the freezer and then eat it later. You're going to lose the nice and texture of the sorbet. So the next thing I want to do is actually something that only the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer Elite can do. No other juicer can do this task because no other juicer has this attachment that is available for it. And on the Kuvings Whole Slower Juicer, this is an optional attachment, and I encourage you guys to get it so you guys have maximum flexibility with your juicer. So let me go ahead and show you guys how to do that next. What we're going to do is we're going to first go ahead and trade out that sorbet screen, and instead of the sorbet screen, we're going to go ahead and put the smoothie screen in there. The smoothie screen and the juicing screen look kind of similar. This one has a yellow plastic, this one has a gray translucent plastic. This one has small holes, but this one has much larger holes on the screen. Now there's another major difference between these two screens. On the bottom of this screen, there's a hole where the pulp could come out, and on the bottom of this screen, there's a plug, so the pulp does not come out. So basically what the juicer does when you put this screen in there, everything you put in there, just like the sorbet, is ground up. Things that are of a small particle size come out the holes and come out the spout into your glass, which then you get to drink. All the major big fiber particles that the juicer cannot basically break down stays inside the machine, right? So this allows you to have a nice smoothies with nice texture without any large particles at a low RPM. This is very important because, once again, like the Vitamix runs at 20,000 RPMs and other high-speed blenders, that's doing a lot of oxidative damage to the smoothies you guys are making. Come 2017, there's going to be new blending technology where you can blend in a vacuum that's going to minimize the oxidation, but still, doing a blending function at 60 RPMs is new and revolutionary. There's no other juicer on the market that allows you to do it, and it's very simple. So let me go ahead and trade out these parts. First, we're going to go ahead and take that wiping screen. We're going to go ahead and put that on the smoothie attachment. We're going to go ahead and take off this top housing here, set it to the side. We're going to go ahead and take out that auger that's basically ground up all that sorbet or frozen bananas. We're going to go ahead and take out the sorbet screen right there. We're going to go ahead and put that to the side. We're going to go ahead and stick in the smoothie screen, line up the red dot once again with the red dot on the housing here. As you guys notice, I'm not cleaning in between these tasks, as the machine is rather clean already. And we're going to go ahead and put the auger, get the auger seated back down in there properly. I think we're good. And then we're going to go ahead and take the top piece and line it up on top and set it up. And that's how easy it is to change out this machine from the juicing function, which you guys saw, to the sorbet function, now to the smoothie function. Most important step of the smoothie function before you turn the machine on is you're going to want to put the spout cap down. Very important. Don't leave the spout cap open. It's not going to work if you do that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to add your smoothie ingredients. So let me explain to you guys what I'm using today. We got about 2 cups of coconut water right here. That's going to be the basis of our smoothie. Along with that, we got 2 frozen bananas that I've actually already cut up into pieces, let thaw out while I was actually making the sorbet there, which you want to use more frozen bananas and not let them thaw out too much, otherwise you're going to have a mush. We have about 1 cup of collard greens, fresh picked from my garden. In addition, we got, I don't know, maybe a half a cup of mint leaves fresh from my garden. That's going to add a nice minty flavor to my smoothie, as well as we got about a half a cup, I believe, or so. Yeah, about a little bit more than half cup, and this is actually a quarter cup, excuse me. We got a half cup of macadamia nuts. The macadamia nuts will add basically like a milky flavor, like macadamia nut milk. We're gonna kind of make a macadamia nut milk. This is gonna add some fat into the smoothie, which is gonna increase and up the flavor, make it taste better. But more importantly, when you eat some fat with your high phytonutrient rich foods, you're gonna get greater absorption of those nutrients. So to do this, the first step is we're going to pour in some water, maybe about half the coconut water right in there. Pour that right in the machine. A little bit more. Then we can get it running. We'll turn this on. We'll get it starting to run. Basically, it's like mixing right now. We're going to now dump in a bunch of our greens here, maybe like a half the greens. As you guys can see, the juicer's trying to juice the greens. It's basically grinding it all up and getting the rich, delicious goodness and nutrients. And as you guys can see, like the coconut water is now turning green because of it. We're going to go ahead and now dump in all of our mint leaves in there. If they come out of the little measuring cup here. Next, we're going to go ahead and drop in just maybe half of the bananas. Get that in there. Get that all processing nice. We're going to go ahead and dump in about half the mac nuts. As you guys can see, I'm rotating the ingredients that I'm putting in. I'm not just putting in all the mac nuts and all the leaves and all this. I'm trying to put in a little bit of time. The mixture's getting nice, rich, and thick. We're going to go ahead and I think put in the rest of the greens here. Lots of greens. I definitely want to encourage you guys to eat your greens. The leafy greens are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the entire planet that most Americans, unfortunately, are not eating enough of. And that's why I like these juicing machines so much. They allow you to increase the volume of these phytonutrient-rich leafy greens that have been shown, especially in the case of the collard greens, to contain isothiocyanates, which are basically anti-cancer properties in these leafy greens. As you guys can see, check it out. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but this is getting really nice, rich, and thick inside there. Next, let's go ahead and put in the rest of these macadamia nuts. We're going to go ahead and dump in the rest of the bananas in here. As you guys can hear, unlike a Vitamix, this, smoothie that we're making now is happening at a low RPM and very quietly. Last thing, we're going to go ahead and add in the last 8 ounces of the coconut water. And now, very important step, you're going to want to make sure that this is, running in there and allowing to mix up properly. You don't want to just put it in there and then empty this all out. You're going to want to let it run in there and mix up and get time to mash up and grind up those macadamia nuts. Extract all the nutrients from the collard greens and extract all the rich, delicious, minty flavor from the mint. All right, I think it's about done. We're going to go ahead and open this baby up. And we're going to watch the rich, delicious smoothie come right out. Man, that's a really nice, thick mixture in there. It's coming right out. This is not like a juice, right? Because it has the larger holes, it's letting more, pulp or mixture in the juice. And that's really cool. We're going to go ahead and, it's still dripping out, but we're going to go ahead and stop that up, let it collect in there. We're going to go ahead and pour this mixture out for you guys in a glass so you guys can see the texture on that. Look at that texture. I'm seeing some particulate in there. But this is a really nice, rich, and thick mixture here, unlike a juice. Alright, I'm sure this mixture is going to taste really good. Let's go ahead and try it for you guys. Low RPM smoothie made in the Kuvings Whole Slower Elite. That's quite good. It's nice, this is not a juice. There's definitely some texture in there. I'm not feeling any like big bits of the collard greens, but what I think I am tasting, I'm tasting some of the fine pieces of a macadamia nuts that are finally shredded up. This is good because this means you're not going to get a full absorption of it. Some of it's going to run right through you for some fiber. That's good. I'm also tasting some of that frozen banana coming right through. I think if I did this recipe again, I might like half the amount of macadamia nuts that I added in, but I think all my other ingredients were quite peachy keen. So yeah, man, this is totally delicious. Low RPM smoothie in the Kuvings Whole Slow Juice Elite. Now the Kuvings Whole Slow Juice Elite comes with a recipe book that you could, take some recipes out of. Of course, I would encourage you guys to experiment with your own recipes. This is a recipe that I made up today. And using a basis like this would be excellent. I mean, this smoothie tastes amazing. And look at this nice bright color. If we made this same smoothie in the Vitamix at high RPMs, this would be a significantly darker color, which means you're seeing the oxidative damage to the bananas and some of their foods, and that means it's lowering the nutrition. Also, this was much quieter. And of course, it's going to be very simple and easy to clean, especially with the larger holes on the screen and the screen cleaning tool. It's probably going to take me under 3 minutes to clean total. It's one delicious smoothie. You gotta try it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the Kuvings Whole Slow Juice Elite. As you guys saw in this episode, you can juice your vegetables, you can juice your fruits, you can make frozen fruit sorbets instead of eating ice cream, and you can make low RPM smoothies with the Kuvings Whole Slow Juice Elite. I'm rating this as the best whole slow juicer in the world if you want to juice fast, be done quick, and make significant lifestyle and dietary changes by being able to include more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables in your diet. I have tested other vertical slow juicers with a wide feed chute that are patent infringing on the Kuvings, and they haven't worked as well, have jammed up, and have weaker motors based on my testing, so I do not recommend those guys. But I do recommend the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite Model C7000. At this time, it's the best Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer with a wide feed chute on the market in the USA at this time. If you guys are interested in purchasing this juicer, I would encourage you guys to visit me and my website at discountjuicers.com and make your purchase there. That allows me to continue to make these educational videos on YouTube for you guys, to educate you guys not only about the juicers, but about eating and growing your own fresh fruits and vegetables. So I want to thank you guys for those of you guys that have supported me in the past, and for those of you guys that will support me in the future. Thank you so much. Also, I'll put links down below this episode to the Kuvings Whole Slow Juice Elite, so you could buy that, and be sure to use a special discount code WEIGHTLOSS for a $20 discount on the Kuvings Whole Slow Juicer Elite at discountjuicers.com. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on any of my new and upcoming episodes. I'm coming out about every 5 to 7 days where I'm reviewing new juicers, sharing with you guys new blending and dehydrator technologies. And also be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 450 episodes now on this YouTube channel comparing and demonstrating all the different major brand juicers on the market so that you guys could pick the best one for you. And what I like to say always is, there's many juicers on the market, and you want to find the juicer that best meets your needs, that best does the functions you want, and the one that you're going to actually use to make a difference in your life. Because using a juicer each and every day, the easiest way to do it, in my opinion, is to just start juicing and drink a fresh juice instead of eating breakfast. That's going to make a significant change in your life. If you do that for 30 days straight, you're going to feel like a new person after the end of 30 days, and you're going to want to increase the fresh juices that you're drinking and hopefully decrease all the other processed junk foods and animal foods in excess that you're eating in your life to feel better. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors. Alright, this is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. What we're going to do today is one of my famous juice-off comparison videos where we're going to go ahead and compare two juicers side to side, head to head, and share with you guys which one may be a better juicer for you. Unlike many people out there, I don't believe that any one particular juice